Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to LA Noire. So, it's raining, it's dark, the game wants us to go to really the only place we can go to, which is here. There's kind of no other place to go. I could randomly drive around places. There are no more hidden vehicles that have been unlocked. So even if I knew where there might be a hidden vehicle, if there are any more, I don't think I could get them. In fact, it may not even have the indicator that it is a hidden vehicle area.
You can drive.
So we've, as far as the actual case, since we spent a lot of time in the past couple episodes
leading us this trail of evidence.
we were following the Black Dahlia killer, the real Black Dahlia
He wants to see
killer.
if there's anyone out there smart enough to catch him.
And I think we're going to get into a
Leave this
long
evidence
chase
at every
after him
location is a trap.
as soon as we get to the
Testing
next
us.
location.
Physically and mentally, to see whether we are worthy.
The Titan guy, who had the stoush with God.
Very good. You thinking about reading some Shelley?
All that egghead stuff. I'm sticking to the funny papers and the form. Sleep better.
So what I think this is going to turn out to be is a long chase sequence against the real Black Dahlia killer, and then when it's done, I think we're done with the homicide cases. Which is going to kind of suck because it's not like we got any homicide cases that were separate now. It's kind of blatantly obvious that all of them were one guy, one serial killer. And if that was going to be the whole twist, and then this should be close to the end of the game. We've been playing for over 14 hours now, so the idea of this being the end of the game wouldn't be terrible. It would be nice if they kind of had some cases in between the Black Dahlia murders, so it wasn't so linear and single-minded. Interesting, I can't go in through that door. So maybe I'm supposed to go in through here? Which doorway am I supposed to go in through? Maybe I'm not supposed to go through any of them. Maybe this is more of a case of I'm supposed to find a clue that's hidden. And so it must be maybe on one of the graves or something. So let's walk around here. If this isn't the final location, then I'm not really sure where the final location is, but if we waste enough time, it'll eventually tell us. There might be another area that I'm supposed to go to before this. Now if I jumped up here, I could probably jump over there. And running up to this point...
He's sending us to that movie set they made for Intolerance. I think the message might be on the throne there.
Didn't I read about you shooting that place up 6 months ago?
We've all got to make our names somehow.
So I am in the wrong place. That's funny because that's kind of where I thought we were going to go. So the set that we ran through and did the shootout in at the end of the traffic division is now where we go back
I need to go over the case notes.
to. So running around that church did nothing other than waste time, which is what the game needed until it told me the right way, or I could have just tried to go to different locations.
There's the throne up there. Now it's just a matter of getting to it.
So we're gonna do more of this parkour climbing stuff that doesn't really make sense. We pull out our flashlights again. Let's take a spin around just to make sure we can see everything. We're getting some creepy music. Slightly different creepy music too. Like, it's weird that somebody would leave a set like this. But I think there actually was a set in Hollywood that was like this. I still think it was for the movie Caligula, though not a movie called Intolerance, but whatever, I could be wrong. I'm not a huge fan of Hollywood and its history. Interesting musical. Nope. Feels like that something should have jumped out at me when that happened and it didn't. The light tells us that we're going in the right direction.
Jesus, now look what you did. Hang on, Cole, I'll get you off.
Okay. I didn't know I could die there. I was pushing forward to jump off, but apparently I'm supposed to stay in the middle. Do things fast.
Jesus, now look what you did. Hang on, Cole, I'll get you off of there.
Like, I'm trying. I'm trying really hard in a system that doesn't make the most of sense.
Gotta make it to the next platform. Get that thing as close as you can, then jump.
There we go. I was trying to do that anyways, and it didn't count. And I can't climb up here. Again, what does this have to do with the game that we've been playing? These elements feel out of place completely. Here we can hear a police car coming. And there's nothing over here. So I'm probably having to climb down here. Yep, either one of those would have worked. And now we come over here and I guess we're gonna find some more evidence. Why did they build this outside like this? And there's... what, a ring?
Typewriter ring. Evelyn Summers.
I couldn't even see that on the ground. Like, it looks like nothing.
Place he calls home. End of the line.
And of course this is the church we were just at. So I don't feel like there's an extra section here that was added by DLC. So probably, if I was to guess, all the homicide cases were in the original game.
Come on.
And this place is just falling apart. Just for no reason. Talk about timing.
I thought the whole thing was gonna come crashing down on us.
I thought so too. He murdered Evelyn Summers, Rusty. The last trophy was her ring.
Did you find another piece of the poem?
Yes. The last piece.
You sure, Cole?
Let's find out.
So Step right back out of the car. Map. And we really don't have anywhere else to go. Like, there's no side quest or anything. You're left to make your decision of which of the few locations that we've found. But we kind of already know where this is.
You're behind the wheel.
And it updated the objective as soon as I selected that area as the place to go. Abandoned church and presbytery. I don't know what a presbytery is. Is that like a cemetery, but with more? Landmark discovered. It wasn't discovered the last time I was here. And see, now I can open the door. And we'll take a quick look around. And then we'll just move forward. My gun is already pulled. Cole's not one to immediately have his gun at the ready. But in this case, I think it's probably appropriate.
Reminds me of my days as an altar boy.
There's a light coming from the house.
Nothing hasty, gentlemen. Keep your hands where I can see them, or I'll be forced to redecorate the stucco with your entrails.
We're from the LAPD, sir. I'm gonna tell you only once to lower your weapon.
The LAPD, you say? Is it really possible you could have found me after all this time? How interesting.
Put down the gun, shitbird. Last warning.
This boorish ignoramus could never have found me. It was you, wasn't it? Do you remember me, detective?
The temp bartender.
Yes, you found me. You know what I'm capable of, and yet you walk in here like lambs dressed for the slaughter.
We'll see about that.
And I heard a sound that sounded like moving around a sewer cover. So I don't think he's back there.
Where did he go?
Down the tunnel?
We can't let the son of a bitch get away.
The house, Rusty. There must be another entrance into the house.
Interesting, I started running towards the house and it pushed me into a cutscene that I could have skipped.
LAPD! Give yourself up!
Now over there's some more stuff, but probably not worth looking for and collecting. And we really don't need any evidence, so I don't think this is gonna be a time where we pick up anything or collect anything. I think this is a full-on action sequence. Clearly at some point this was gonna be the end of the game. And they made it twice as long, but then they also took 11 years to make this game, so why didn't they have it shorter?
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Where did all that blood come
Realize
from?
This must have been the place, Rusty.
Like, who did he kill there?
I hate to think what he's done with this thing.
So we've gotten into an investigation mode. After I just said,
Radical experience, maybe. At least some working knowledge of biology. He's cruel and he's methodical.
there's two things over there to look at.
It's the basis for all his riddles. Prometheus defied the cruel gods. This guy thinks he's doing the same thing.
Defying gods can be hazardous to your health.
So, chains on the walls. He obviously must have kept somebody and tortured somebody here. But who? Maybe the Black Dahlia herself?
If we could bring him in alive, there's enough physical evidence for an airtight case.
Interesting. Good.
You heard him, Cole. He's fucking nuts. What are the chances of hauling him out of here alive? Going down there?
New objective, kill him.
I'll go. Call for backup and keep an eye out above ground and see where this thing comes out. Don't let me down, Rusty.
It feels like that evidence and those clues were only there specifically
Reinforcements
to
are on the way. Cease and desist.
have some clues in the gameplay.
Man, detective. Why the police force? You're obviously overwhelmed.
Nothing here. And he's shooting at me, but I feel like he's kind of missing. Intentionally, this is a storyline case
Do I get a sense you're looking
section.
for personal redemption? Do you think we have something in common?
How many bullets does he have? I'm not getting hit.
Surrender now or I will use deadly force.
And it would really, really suck if I actually got shot. What's funny is my hat got shot off, so
This
I
thing
guess...
has come to an end. You know that.
Are you acquainted with slaughter?
Another dead end.
Are you comfortable?
Not much of a catacomb or sewer. It doesn't have enough bodies to be a real catacomb, and not much of a sewer because it doesn't have any real drainage or runoff.
You're exactly what I expected. We were looking for a low achiever.
And it feels like you could probably just chase this guy. All of the pretense of hiding and taking covers is here, but I don't think it matters. I think we get to the end. Maybe at the end of this tunnel we'll actually have a shootout. But really this is just here for conversations. And this might as well be a
Reinforcements are
cutscene.
on the way. Cease and desist.
It sounds like even Cole's run out of things to say. And I'm getting little blood spots. And I'm really just overplaying way too thoroughly. See, now I've got a red dot on the map, and I think this is probably where I have to shoot him.
Surrender now or I will use deadly force.
A little too late for that. The hitboxes still being very large. You can just aim to the edge and hit them in the shoulder, even if
Where's
they're
the press,
hiding.
Cap? I think Phelps and I should get a medal for this. This has got to be the case of the year, right? The case of the century when you think about
Are
it.
you finished?
Yes, Skipper.
Good. Because there won't be any press briefings or commendations.
What are you talking about? We got the werewolf, the guy who killed the Dahlia, killed all the other broads.
You got no one. Mason was a ghost.
Can you at least tell us why, Captain?
Mason is the half-brother of one of the most highly elected officials in this country.
How high?
Beyond the moon for mere mortals like us, Rusty.
Hmm.
There'll be no more mention of them. The city owes you both. But there'll be no mileage in ever bringing this up again.
What's going to happen to the suspects in the cases, Captain? I won't be a part of that.
A bit of missing evidence at the grand jury. A procedural error here, a mistake there. They'll all be quietly let go. The DA knows how we want to play it.
That's it?
I'm afraid it is. And I have some news for you, Phelps. No more rooting around in the entrails of cadavers and corpses for you. The head of Vice has asked the chief for you. I'm reluctant to see you go to the glory boards of advice, but my hands are tied.
So oddly, I thought Vice was going to be the last one.
Celebrate your promotion.
But no, apparently I become Vice. My partner apparently just plays ball and stays in homicide. And so the way this all wraps up certainly feels like they specifically wanted it so that you the Black Dahlia murder would never be known to the public, because I guess, and maybe in the real world, the Black Dahlia murder never was known, so this is speculative fictional history of it. We got 15 out of 15 clues and did no damage, no injury, and no city damage. And so that gives us the 5-star valorous case closed, and we're promoted to Vice Desk. The case of the Black Dahlia remains open. The truth is lost to all but a handful of men. So now we get more flashbacks and more achievements.
Breathe out, kid. You'll go purple.
I'm scared, Sarge.
Everybody's scared, kid. Anyone who says he isn't is a damn liar.
How many times have you been in combat, Sarge?
I was with Raider Battalion on Peleliu my first time.
Was it bad?
It's always bad.
Will this be bad?
As bad as it gets, kid. But you stick by the Marine next to you, and he will stick by you.
So, some of the guys, they aren't very friendly, Sarge.
They've lost a lot of their friends in the last couple of days, kid. They think if they don't get to know you, that they won't have to grieve for you if you get killed. They're wrong. It doesn't work that way. Don't worry. No Marine in this company will let you down.
See, and that was, I think, a flashback not for Cole, but for one of the other 3 that we saw together. And it's hard to tell because it's in black and white and it's not
Phelps,
animated very
welcome
well.
To Vice. This is your new partner, Roy Earl. Take a seat. A special request was made to transfer you to Ad Vice. We need a man with your kind of starch on this desk, son. We have 2 dead Negroes found in an apartment this morning on Yucca Street. Number 6358, apartment 5.
We got better things to be doing than wasting our time on 2 dead junkies.
Did I ask your opinion, detective? 2 men dead on U.S. Army issue morphine. That makes it an Ad Vice case. Beat it!
Yes, sir.
So they're investigating these only because it was Army issued
Lieutenant have
morphine.
some history?
You could say that. We used to be partners. So, you're working with the big boys now, Cole.
I guess so, Roy. I thought homicide was the primo assignment.
That may be the case. I asked for you personally, Phelps. I had to pull a few strings to get you over to Advice. How does it feel?
The lieutenant seems to think I'm doing okay.
Okay? Don't get humble on me, Phelps. You're doing great. You're the department pinup boy. War hero and crime fighter. What a combination.
I can assure you I'm no war hero, detective.
So they do have keys. He just threw his
grab some
keys
hot
to his car, and they don't lock their car, apparently, but
I don't know what makes me so stupid, but it really works.
so we came out some other door, or we are now in a different, let's get in and out of this for a second. we are in a different location. Ah, yes, we are in a different location. So we were the Hollywood police station now. Before we were in, I think, the Central police station the whole time. So maybe at some point we'll even do the Wilshire police station. Let's see if we can get him to drive us.
You know the way. You can drive.
You gonna see your married man again?
So almost certainly we couldn't get in, unlock this car until this point, which makes me think there's probably going to be some more car cases. Right.
This is car 11K. Go ahead with the further.
Roger, 11K. Officer needs assistance on the grounds of the estate at 1825 North Highland Avenue. Multiple suspects to be taken into custody. Be advised, suspects are armed and dangerous. 11K, code 2.
Roger. 11K en route.
Get ourselves close enough to start that. Street crime. Hey, that's a new gun. It'll explain why I haven't gotten the achievement so far to use every kind of gun.
Bank robbers. Same gang that took the Citizens National Trust and Savings last month.
I thought I shot all those people. So I'm gonna have to get closer. And let's see. By taking a closer position, I feel like I probably forced. Alright, trying to reload. No, was there a gun over here I could pick up? Let's try that. And where's the final guy? Alright, where is he?
That's it. That's all of them.
Shot him as he was trying to get in the car. Must be a couple more guns to use. I wouldn't be surprised if there's only one or two, though. That doesn't seem... See, I can't even read what it says up there in the top right, so... That may have actually been the achievement, or that may have just been an achievement for doing half of the street crimes. Let's see. Here we have a gas station. And I wanted to run around this gas station and see if there's maybe a secret car locked up, and I guess there isn't. Unless that is going to turn into a secret vehicle. There we go, Chevrolet pickup. Even the Chevrolet pickup has changed quite a bit since well, the 40s. I don't know why I'm specifically running back to this car, though. Let's check the map. Next location is the crime scene. Seems unlikely that we'll have 2 crimes back to back.
You can drive.
So the good news is, since we're not doing,
Is it department issue?
since we're doing Vice cases, we're
No,
probably not going
my
to end
sled.
up
You can't be
seeing
seen
a
slumming
brutally
into Nash
murdered
during Vice Call. Meanwhile, we got needle
women
priests
and
kissing
naked.
goodbye all over Central Avenue.
So Vice is basically drugs and alcohol and gambling and just probably pornography too, since that it was regulated, if not completely illegal. So
It was worth it. It's up the stairs, detectives. Around the corner, last door on the left.
it's kind of too much.
How bad is it, right? Come on.
So we're doing a mission in probably a more segregated neighborhood. So we may see more African Americans or minorities in general just in this section. This might
Your show now.
This might also be a DLC mission, but I bet it isn't. It would be kind of odd to give you a DLC mission just as we started the Vice section.
Carruthers.
Phelps?
I've been reassigned to Advice.
What have we got?
2 stiffs, overdosed, been dead a couple of days. Government issued morphine. We use the same syrettes in Okinawa.
Fucking Negro junkies can't take supply this pure.
You know these guys?
I know of them. The younger one's a 2-bit horn player by the name of Cornell Tyree. The other one works in distribution. Started using a little too much of his own product, and Jack D took exception. He wasn't born that ugly. His name's Lamont. Tyrone Lamont.
So who's supplying the drugs?
That's easy. Whoever knocked off the wharves in San Pedro. Jack Dragna, Mickey Cohen. Dope's been all upside down ever since Jimmy Utley started the long walk at Quentin.
You talk about it like it's a system.
It was a system. But those days are long gone.
We are supposed to uphold the law.
Yeah, and we do. But we can't change people. The truth is, everyone wants a license to get a little dirty now and then. Our job is to keep it manageable.
That's how you see it?
See it any other way, and you better forget about being a vice cop.
Can we get on with this? Today, preferably?
So our new partner tells us basically immediately you should be dirty.
Black Caesar. From the joint across the street.
Or at least turn a blind eye to certain crime.
Tyrone Lamont. Not even 23 years old.
Interesting, there's actual money in this wallet for the first time.
Small chance in life is probably better than no chance. Took his jolt and drifted off. And I suppose his friend wasn't in any condition to notice that he had stopped breathing.
Nowadays, you don't hear about a lot of people doing morphine.
Must have been messy eaters. It's all over the floor. Some kind of fruit, a bell, and win. Strange doodle.
That's a slot machine. And see, he was pointing his finger at the cup, so I thought he was going to pick that up, but seems like there's always only 2, maybe 3 things.
I wonder what's the correlation between love of the needle and love of music. Another special order from the Caesar.
There wouldn't be this much spilled on the ground if they were actually eating this popcorn.
Street life have no idea how dangerous this stuff is.
So the morphine must be in the bottoms of the popcorn.
No cooking or preparation. Must have been the easiest fix these two ever had. Looks like something was taped to the bottom of the cup.
Interesting. So, drugs and musicians and artists. I think it's probably a lot of cultural acceptance in that, a lot of cultural encouragement of doing drugs. There's also the thought that drugs make you
A bit heavy for an empty cup.
better at being an artist.
They've been getting that fixed right over the counter in broad daylight.
But I don't know if it's really true. I kind of don't believe it. I think it's simply a case of people on drugs think their art is better and they become less self-critical, usually.
One cigarette is enough to knock you out for combat trauma. Two of them will stop your heart.
Another day.
What's funny is this is probably the first man we've had to look at as a dead body. I think we've done one before, maybe two before, a long time ago, but it's been like 10
They say only
missions.
the good die young. I hope it was true in your case.
And since this is a modern game, they sort of do kind of come off as
Who is JJ? And why do these two care about his taste in music?
like they come off as slightly racist, the creators of this game, because they play each of the characters to a stereotype. If a man,
Looks like it was always going to end this way.
if a minority is in there, the Chinese man we saw was running the laundry. The Jewish guy was running a bar called Minch's. Women, the one woman.
The Emperor across the street appears to shift a lot of popcorn. Let's shake him down.
Well, there was a couple of women that were played off as in negative fashions too.
Another special order from the Caesar.
Again, the white men in this game don't really do much better because they're all played off as bad guys too. Everybody kind of is, and I guess if you take a step back, the better way to put it is that Rockstar's mentality is that they only want bad guys. They only want the characters that you see in Grand Theft Auto. They don't want a good guy, a neutral guy, and a neutral person or a good person in their stories. Are we gonna have a conversation with this guy? No? I mean, you can see that in the Vice case here. Like, I could see it being necessary to tell the story that there would be one dirty cop on Vice. But is it this? Does it really need to be the one we're gonna see and hear the most about? We've been talking to and interacting with this guy for a few times before this point.
Right. Let's wrap this up before I actually have to work overtime instead of just claiming for it.
And he's so dirty.
You're a true inspiration to us all, Roy.
And if you were gonna have one bad cop, did we really need to have our other partners before this point also be bad cops or lazy cops? Because now, 3 out of 3 of our partners have turned out to be less than ideal, and I am the golden boy police officer, I think, simply for the reason that I'm actually doing my job, or trying to do my job. thought that was one we hadn't unlocked yet. And I guess you're right back to it. Here you've got African American people in this neighborhood, and what do you call the name of the popcorn place? Black Caesar.
Help you?
Detectives Phelps and Earl, LAPD. We're inquiring into the deaths.
Hand over the popcorn, numbskull, before we kick the door in. Get that son of a bitch.
And see, again, we have an instance of a partner causing a chase. And if you thought you were going to cause a chase, why not have one guy cover the back? And since the game has no mechanic to pull down a person or stop them when they're climbing, they just kick you in the face. Can't pull out a gun. Can't hold down B. So I still don't know how to do a fire warning shot. It must be part of maybe one of the earlier tutorial sections or something.
Eddie, help me out, man. They're trying to kill me. You gotta help me out.
What the hell going on here? Morgan! That you?
You picked the wrong cop, you fucking animals.
And so this guy calls out to his friend, and his friend just immediately starts fighting the police. Fair enough. I mean, like this is the problem with them not wearing badges, not having uniforms. It's easy enough to trick somebody into fighting on the bad guy's side.
Morgan.
Half an answer is no answer to me, asshole.
Fleetwood Morgan.
Keep an eye on him, Roy, while I take a look around.
And so we can kind of see how Cole has gotten a little bit more hard.
Keep very still, Fleetwood. Don't give me an excuse to shoot you.
Like, and we could have easily burnt down the whole place. Look at this flat, like no polygons, very low polygons on some of this stuff. It doesn't look terrible. I've played a lot older games that have looked worse, but by today's standards, it doesn't stand up. And it's way too much work. Like, way too much work to have animated those things. When that could have just been an empty griddle. Or have one burger on it. Or two burgers. No.
This doesn't pertain to the case.
But I can't pick up the cup. So just out and about, and here's your morphine.
Morphine. Might not be filling, but I'm sure it's satisfying.
Just selling it out in the open, practically. So, what does somebody have to say if to get the morphine? Is it a code word? Do you have to know the person? Do you have to wink as you order popcorn? Something in here.
These number slips might affect your tone, Fleetwood.
Interesting. The morphine can be out in the open just in a box, but the number slips need to be in the muffler of the horn.
Should be stamped on the reverse by the issuer.
Maybe Morgan can give us something on this Jones character.
And the Blue Room Jazz Club is where I've been hanging out instead of going home to my wife and children.
Incidental.
About time we heard what Fleetwood here has to say, Paul.
And so the game is telling me to interview him, I guess. And you have like a Caesar helmet here on top again. Extra work, extra animation, extra budget wasted for unnecessary reasons.
Advice?
Get the kid's story. He's a small fry, but he could give us someone bigger.
I wasn't trying to talk to him.
We're inquiring about the deaths of 2 men in
So
an
if
apartment
you're trying to
across the
get
street
no
from
advice
Fleetwood.
through the
We
whole
want
game,
answers.
you'd have to
Of
quickly
course.
exit right
I'll do
now
my best, mister.
and reload to avoid that, just because I hit X facing the wrong person.
You sold the drugs to Cornell Tyree and Tyrone Lamont.
Oh, I sell fried steaks and black-eyed peas.
You give the drugs? Then for free? Come on. Popcorn cups with morphine. Morphine for distribution, I think would be the right one.
You're lying, Fleetwood. We know that you supplied them.
I don't know nothing about no drugs. All I do is my 10 hair flipping burgers. Can you prove any different?
10 hours? Ooh. I hope that means 10 hours and not 10 days a week or 10 years.
Flipping burgers and strapping jolts of morphine to the bottom of popcorn cups, Fleetwood. Now I want the truth. Who supplies the drugs?
Cat by the name of Armstrong Edwards. All right, brings the stuff around about once a day.
I know Armstrong. He's a two-bound, strictly small time. Who's he working for, Fleetwood?
Jermaine Jones.
Number slips.
We have you for the hop and resisting arrest. Tell us about the numbers if you want our help.
Look, the numbers are the white man's tax on poor folk. All right, now what else you want to know?
The numbers of the white man's tax on poor folk. We'll kind of agree, but that's only in the case of state-run lottery. I don't think I can agree when you're running illegal gambling operations. I'm just gonna doubt this.
We have an address on the slips. We're gonna go down there now and rat you out, Fleetwood. Tell whoever it is that you rolled over and gave them up.
No. Look, I've been cooperative, okay? Now you gotta help me some.
Fleetwood, I'm going to speak personally to the judge on your behalf.
A name, Fleetwood.
Look, he's a real slick dude. Wears a hat and swings a cane. Goes by the name of Merlin. All right, I ain't got a last name.
See you at the station, Fleetwood.
But you're gonna help me, right?
Of course, kid. You helped us out. We always like to repay a favor. Can you see that Fleetwood gets a nice cell, Wallace? One with a window and a nice fresh pillow.
So they're not gonna help him. We've got another phone call to make. Let's go ahead and do it.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
When's America gonna understand?
I need an address on a Jermaine Jones musical booking agency.
Just a moment, Detective. Jermaine Jones. The office is listed as 5528 Santa Monica Boulevard.
Thanks for your help.
So the cases have gotten a little bit weird here because what are we really doing other than just kind of investigating the cases? Like, are we trying to find the guy running the illegal gambling ring, which would be one crime path, or are we trying to find the morphine distributor, which is a different crime path? Seems like also there's more people on the street now, and they've specifically programmed it so that in this area, black people actually walk down the street. We've been seeing only white people up to this point. That's slightly interesting. That it's an interesting detail to throw into the game. I gotta talk about race though. Gotta talk about it. Sorry if you don't like it. It's gonna play a part probably through the rest of the game as much as it has up to this point. They might do a couple cases that center around it a little bit more. Well, we've now done 13 of 21 story cases, which means 8 more. We've done 21 of 40 street crimes, so we're going to run out of those in, well, we may not actually run out of them by the time we're done with the story cases. We still have 20 landmarks to discover, and I bet we unlock a lot as we go through the advice things. We still need a decent amount of vehicles to be unlocked. A lot of newspapers to be unlocked. Somehow that all adds up to being 54.2% complete with the game. We're at rank 17. Don't really care about any of the other stats until you get to the bottom, and we are at the 15-hour mark now of gameplay. Whew. It seems like the game should just be done, honestly. The Black Dahlia case would have been perfect for a season 1, and then maybe you could have thrown some other cases around and done some editing of some of the other things we saw up to this point. But that should have been season 1, and then season 2 should have been whatever cases we're going to be doing going forward. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.